Hey, what's up? I'm gonna do some Kriya yoga. So, the bandhas in yoga are when you compress muscles and you create like this inner tension. It almost feels like the most intense exercise. The thing with Kundalini energy is it can move through your body and kind of like compress all of your muscles from the inside. So if you want to activate this, first I going to give you some pointers. Basically, this already exists within you, and there is a few ways that you can approach it. So one way would be to activate the tension in your body. So you can go and like compress your perineum, compress your abdominal muscles, and then like compress everything, like tighten your fists, just go like imagine a bodybuilder flexing, right? So this is one way to do it. Now another way that will stimulate your Kundalini is to do intense hyperventilation or breathwork in a way like now, because this is very intense and I'm also experiencing bandhas or muscle compression, I will go from a period of like intense breathing and bandhas into complete relaxation and slow breath, circular breath. And when you want to relax, you're actually then just allowing space for energy to kind of like move your body without you moving your body. You're just gonna follow the path of least resistance. So what I'm doing right now, you may know this from yoga, it's called the lion pose, but it's actually the Kundalini energy within my body is like doing this without me trying. I'm just following the path of least resistance. And so I feel the bandha activated here behind my neck, and sort of my shoulders are just automatically compressing this area of my neck, the backside of it. So my body is now activating a Kriya sequence and then dropping into gravity, just dropping into the path of least resistance now, into complete relaxation. And I even feel it just wants to go down and touch the floor, so I'm just gonna lay there completely relaxed. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you another few tips. Okay, you have an identity, so you are immersed in your body, and you are, as awareness that you are immersed in your body physically, in your nervous system, and then you have an energetic operating system that you experience as your identity. Now, Kundalini energy will defragment your identity. So, you might experience something that feels like freaking out or panic attack, or just that at the same time that you want to go into yoga, you also want to run away from yourself or your body, and that just feels like anxiety or fear or panic attack or something like this. Now this would be actually normal because you're defragmenting this operating system, so the immersion of your identity is going to be dissolved, and then you're going to be empty as pure awareness, still immersed in your nervous system and the body, but with more openness. So what I've seen is that, it can be like, if you know how to surrender into a panic attack, the panic will actually cease and you will just experience flow and defragmentation. If you know how to surrender into fear, the fear will become just a sensation in your field that's just gonna kind of like flow out. And so many times we have not yet mastered this because we are immersed into this identity. So also our nervous system has the function to, remove us from danger. And now that the fear wants to be defragmented, or any kind of behavioral pattern that is in your energetic operating system wants to be defragmented, it might feel like anxiety, and then you want to run away from yourself, which makes no sense, obviously, because if I'm right here and my body is in no danger, then there is a false information in my nervous system from my energetic memory that is telling me that something is wrong. And therefore I might be experiencing like fear inside of my body, anxiety or a panic attack. But if I look around myself, well, I'm perfectly fine because I'm in my room and there's no predators. Yes. So the way to then regulate this, or move beyond the first person immersion with whatever is arising in the nervous system, is like to regulate your nervous system. And sometimes it's impossible to regulate because it's intense. Either the kundalini or defragmentation is intense, or just like the flood of impressions that are arising in your nervous system that to be released is like too intense, and it just feels painful, constricted. So actually there is a way to still go through this, and instead of nuisance and agitation, experience pure orgasm. Okay, so it's kind of a trick, and of course you need to practice this for a couple of times before you get a swing of it. So how can you reinterpret stuck emotion that wants to be defragmented, that feels in your body like anxiety or fear or any other kind of nuisance? How can you reinterpret that sensation that we would call anxiety to actually become like, oh my god, like I'm feeling orgasmic? Basically, it is the filter that you as awareness are habitually labeling. Okay, so it's a kind of like inner rebranding that you're doing. You have a habit of labeling something that you are like wired to escape from, because your nervous system is wired to escape from pain, danger, right? So it will start to, if there is a disease, if there is a pain in the body, we start to want to go away from that. and even then maybe like get ourselves, scroll on the phone or eat some food or just do something to escape being right here sitting with it, because it feels uncomfortable. Now if we actually look into the body, connect with that feeling, we can say, okay, this feeling, I am calling it discomfort. But let's say I really slow down and fully immerse myself with that feeling and start to describe it in a different way. Now if we start to breathe slowly, the feelings start to become something that we can observe as sensations that are flowing in the field of awareness. So that would be the first step. Experiencing any, let's say, anxiety or constriction in the body as something that is just a sensation in my awareness. Now when I stop labeling that as anxiety, that I'm also mentally programmed to dislike, or I give negative attribution with my neuro-linguistic programming to anxiety or pain, right? If I say this is, let's say, my soul aspect, my soul fragment that wants to be integrated, this is a sensation in my awareness that is fluid, then I can start to feel that sensation previously labeled as anxiety can become life force that is just fluid. Now the life force, we can be neutral to, and we can just observe from a neutral perspective the life force moving. Now we are starting to open the feeling, and we're going into an intuitive movement, also following the path of least resistance, and just feeling how the energy wants to move, going into some somatic breathing, somatic movement type of practice, and just opening that with real ease and effortlessness. So it's good to first do something that will raise your kundalini. So just compress all the muscles, keep them tense, keep them tense, keep them tense, keep them tense. Then relax. Then kind of feel if there is any energy. Now I feel sort of like tiredness, like I'm carrying some weight on my shoulders, on my back, because our body collects impressions from life and it stores them. So even if you are at one point super open, super buzzing and like brilliantly blissful and open, then if you take too much information, even like if I drive a car and I try to be mindful, but the traffic is so crazy, and then I get out of the car and like I feel there's some stuck information here, stuck energy here, just like from driving in a traffic jam and people around me being nervous, right? So I want to see now that I've activated the life force by intense compressing, right? I want to see in which way it will be the most effortless for me to perceive this energy and to allow this energy to move. So now really I'm just allowing the body to create a slow dance. So now it's not intense Kriya, now it's like soft Kriya. And from my mindful awareness, I can experience this soft Kriya to be effortless, and I can experience all the compressed energies to be sort of like fluid and just a sensation. But here's a way how to make it like really sexy. Now, it's simply now, instead of anxiety or just fluidity or life force, I can start to put another filter on it. And that's literally a filter like I start to interpret that through my mind as being orgasmic. Now, also, if this is sort of confusing for you, try to just invoke from your 0 point awareness, which is you beyond space and time, which is right here. You're just projecting your awareness. So you don't even need to understand this technically, but you can just say, like, higher self, God, or myself beyond space and time, allow me to feel orgasmic. Give me this frequency, activate this frequency of me feeling like juicy, sexy, happy, blissful, orgasmic when I'm interfacing with this sensation. Alright? Now all of a sudden, your nervous system is receiving this command, your operating system is receiving this command from your 0 point self, from your higher self, and whatever you're feeling, it starts to feel funny. It starts to feel sexy in whatever way that feels to you. And now you're doing the integration of all of your emotional impressions or your fragments of your personality, of your soul, of your operating system, and you're defragmenting and you're dissolving and integrating these energies by all feels like, it's fun. It's now you can also add whatever type of affirmation, because you don't need to be stuck in your mind where you identify sensations in your body as a problem, right? That's like the beginning level that we often experience because our awareness is completely immersed in our first person experiencing our body and nervous system. And so where something is wrong in the body, wrong, okay, we're like, it's a glitch. But now we are reinterpreting that on a quantum level. So on a quantum level, there is just awareness, and your body and your feelings and your thoughts are all just energy. So as awareness, you can shift your thoughts. You can start to reinterpret how the energy is actually interfacing in your system. So now it can be something that your body memorized that made you really, really scared or even traumatized. But now you are integrating that memory, and what you're feeling is like excited. It's like fun. So imagine if, I don't know, like before I scared you because I came as a demon and I was like, and you got really, really scared, but you haven't like released that fear through your body like excitement, but you got stuck. And now whenever you see me, you're kind of triggered because something is still in you that my face is activating, and your nervous system is like, I don't like this guy, I don't like this guy, I don't like this guy, right? But now, instead of interpreting that, you can like, okay, I'm like feeling something being triggered, and it's like fear because I got really scared that time because like the guy was a demon, and then be like, well, what if I reinterpret this energy? And then, okay, so when I got scared, like I got stuck like this. And now I'm like in that, my body's still experiencing that trauma where I'm like, and now I'm feeling that, and I'm like, okay, because I can tell my nervous system everything is fine now, and there are no actual like things. Everything is a holographic appearance, everything is a quantum field, everything is an animation, everything is divine animation pretending to be forms. Okay, so I'm safe and I'm awareness, I'm immortal. Yes, now I have, my physical body has a self-defense mechanism where I got stressed by something, frustrated by something, startled by something, okay, cringy, it looked cringy, and my animal reacts in this way, right? But now I was like, okay, what are we doing here? We are having a theatrical performance. when we're like releasing that energy. And what are we feeling about this game that we're playing right now? Where we're feeling that this game is fun. Okay, we're reinterpreting whatever is the energetic memory in our emotional storage, whatever the impressions are stuck in the body. We are allowing them to move, but the interpretation of what we are doing is not we're dealing with anxiety, we have to heal, we have to do this. No, we're simply relaxing, and we're starting to feel joyful, we're starting to feel playful, we're starting to feel just nice about it. Now, as we allow our bodies to move, these energies are integrated, defragmented, dissolved, and we're having more open space. So sometimes slowing down your nervous system, slowing down everything, because a lot of times there is an overwhelm of impressions, overwhelm of these constricted energies, and if they start to come out catharsically, which happens when we do Kriya yoga or Kundalini yoga, what starts to happen is that a lot of life force starts to push these emotions out in to try to defragment our operating system, give us that OS update. But it might feel all of a sudden that we are overwhelmed by emotions, and sometimes it feels like we're going crazy and we just want to run away from it. But now, if I'm knowing as awareness that I'm just playing a game of defragmentation, well, here's me running away from it, because I'm just simulating that running away as a sort of dance, and that reminds me of people like a punk band having a concert, just expressing everything, being just like right? Now, another thing that might be really also beneficial for you is to use tones. This is like oming, but it's scale of tones that you have throughout your body. Your body is a frequency instrument, so it has the whole do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, right? So you can try to reverberate also the information, the impressions that came into your body. You can also reverberate from inside and then help them to dissolve, and like just help your cells also and your emotional body to move this energy, right? And so you feel now more space, more freedom. So it goes a little bit like this. So when you're oming, you're trying to also push the tone, like you're singing inwardly, you're pushing the tone down, and then you can create these like pushes, like then you can also go higher when you're not pushing inside, but maybe you're like reverberating here. And you can go also up if you want to activate your higher frequencies and be like sometimes you want to do like a burst, like a loud, like ha, ha, ha. It's something like they do in karate when they're doing like ha, cha, ha, because this will also just like create explosions, right, of life force, and you can push that energy out. It's like also it goes really good if you are into martial arts and you're doing some hits or kicks. It can also work with that, so you can do like right. Then another thing that also really helps is to just go yin and yang. Again, I'm repeating this when you're doing something really intense, like hyperventilating or compressing muscles, or doing this like exercises where you're compressing and pushing and hitting and like, and then also just relax, and then again find yourself like falling into gravity, falling into losing control of the breath, like losing control of your mind, and just falling and finding yourself in the position of least resistance, and then flowing through that path of least resistance, just allowing your body to swing and sway in the way it wants to, allow the gravity to move you. And sometimes naturally yawning occurs, and so yawning is like hyperbaric chamber that will decompress. It will like hyperoxygenate and bring that fresh energy, clean prana into your system, and then really, really, really update your operating system, and just like you'll be yawning out information that has been impressions that got stuck there and are not like they're compacting your body, and they're compressed inside, so your like RAM memory is full and your life force cannot flow. And when you start to yawn, I learned this whenever I was doing energy healing for someone, I will also start to just yawn, and automatically that's a very good way for your body to transform a lot of energy. So if you can just go into spontaneous yawning, you can then just relax, and this is your body innate intelligence. It knows what to do. You just have to fall into your body, find yourself relaxed, activate some life force through compressions or Kriya, or maybe just do one of these yoga poses where you're like a chair or something that really tightens your muscles, and you try to hold it for a while. And then this activates your life force, and it starts to pulsate inside of you, and then you just relax and kind of like meditate. And really, when you're meditating, it does not have to be a struggle. It can feel like happy, it can feel nice, it can feel orgasmic. And then at the same time, there are energies in my body that right now are still kind of like stuck there, too much impressions, too much information that I collected from my phone, my environment, whatnot, and it wants to be released. But it doesn't matter it does not matter what the impressions are, because I'm interpreting them as like fun. I'm interpreting them as like, I'm just getting a massage. This is really sensual. It's like so nice. Yummy, 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 yummy. So yeah. Alright, thank you. This is Avatar Academy. If you're into Kriya Yoga, if you're into immortality, if you're into enlightenment, quantum shifting, follow my channel. I'll see you around.